Hey you, I'm your nutrition coach. My name is Jackie Poole. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit. Let's get today's episode started.
Hello. It is September 11th, and I had no intentions of recording this or, publicizing what is going on, with the killing of Kirk. And today being September 11th, the 24 years later after 9/11, it just really puts a dent that there is no change, whether terrorism is coming outside of the United States, within our own community, within our own walls of our country. I am not to be, go patriarchy or, I am super patriotic. I decided to go to the gym today because I wanted to do the 111 flights of stairs to represent the struggle that a lot of people went through to help out in that moment 24 years ago. And after yesterday's news, it's literally all over my feed. I'm sure it's all over your feed, all over the news. And it is really sad because you would think that you would think with things happening like this, we would live in a third world country, right? I think of Mexico and how people are silenced, but we're not. We're supposedly in the greatest country of the world, and because we have this freedom of speech, because we have these fundamental amendments that allow us to live free and reign in the thought of having our own thoughts, having our own beliefs, and not being punished for it, right? But in this case, when a man like him that was rooted in beliefs of strong core familial values of God and family and putting faith into his country. And I'm going to be honest here, I've never heard about the man. I didn't know who the man was. The reason I found out, the first way I found out was because one of my homeschooling groups had posted on our band account Kirk got shot, and I've never heard about this man before. And my brother-in-law's in town this week, and he was talking about it. My father-in-law turned on the news. It is everywhere, and it is sad the way my brother-in-law was explaining. He was happy to debate. He was happy to talk to people. And when you think about debating, you think about having a conversation. It's not arguing. It's really trying to put yourself in someone else's point of view to understand where they're coming from, right? To understand their perspective, how they see the world. And because of this happening, people, whoever did this, either they are trying to take away our freedom of speech, right? Because they're trying to scare, or they're so fundamentally unsure of what they believe, they're not 100% sure on what they are doing, that they have to go and terrorize and silence other people's thoughts and ideas and beliefs because they're scared that theirs are being threatened. That is the only way I could think about it, right? It's like when you're not sure of something, it's like, you know, a lot of people believe in God and a lot of people don't. But when you are sure that God exists, that God is real, that He is here for you, that He saved you, then you're going to listen. You're going to be like, that's interesting. And you're going to not argue and not get defensive and be like, that's not true. That's not true. You're going to hell. Like, it is a different way of interacting with people when you have those engraved beliefs of that He exists. And honestly, I really think this is rooted in the fact that, from what I'm gathering from the news and the post, like, he was your traditional family man. Like, he too had 2 kids. He believed in God. He had strong core values, which I believe those type of values, the way he see the world, was on the decline. And it is racing up. You know, I was telling my mom the other day, the rise of Christian music, the rise of churches all over, the rise of that kind of like, we don't need God. Like, it is switching, it is flipping. And this tragedy, once again, thinking that we just need to kill people and this will go away, like, that does not work. What that person has done has made a impactful movement on their family. But people will rise like we always do. And now I didn't even know this man, and now I know this man, and I know what he stood for. And it makes me speak on it. I don't think if that man would have been shot, I don't think I would have gone without knowing what his thoughts, beliefs were. But because of this has expanded worldwide. I would think this is something that's going to be worldwide. And now his thoughts and beliefs have been amplified. And so I just don't understand. And this is just me talking in the car. Like, I decided not to drive with the radio. I'm heading back home, and just the thought of it is so disappointing. Because when this country was created, we fought for all of those freedoms. And they are in our Constitution. We have the right to believe what we want. And for people to think that they can take that away, like, that is not what our country was grounded from, what it rooted from. We split from a queen and king tyranny to have what we have here. And I love that I can say what I want and express myself in this way in this podcast and have all of these things available for me to speak my voice, but sometimes we really take it for granted. And it does come with a price. We may think it's free, we may think, this is America, but unfortunately, there is evil out there. And this freedom of speech, freedom of having these things available to us to express ourselves, that it comes with a price. And that price can sometimes be your life. And I was just thinking about this last night. I was having a hard time going to sleep. Because it's really tied into religion, is tied into, again, freedom of speech, is tied into all of these things that we don't know that go behind the scenes of what people plan to do. But all I can urge for you today to focus on is not on his tragic death and not on the bad things that is happening, is focus on how much he accomplished and what he stood for. And that's the only way we can grow from this. And I feel deeply saddened because everything has a price. And if this is something that worries you, all you can do is have faith and give it to God. And give your worries and everything to Him. This is not what I'm used to recording, but I felt a need to talk about it because I'm not one to be, I stay away from the news, but this is very sad. Because this is people trying to silence a way of thinking. And I want to say that is not the way to do it. Because what this has created has not only allowed millions of other people to know who he is and what he stood for, but it's going to grow. It's not going to stop with him. And to think that is going to scare people and deter people from those thoughts, well, that's just not going to happen. Because this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. And I wish you have a great day, and thanks for listening and being here.